Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Gold Fanatic FX here. It's actually a daily simulation. This should be changed. Let me see if I could do that right now. Yep, there you go. So it's a simulation on August 24th, 2021. Let's get right into it. I'm doing this live, so let's see what we can do. There we go. Let me transition this. There we go. Alright, can you see my mouse? Perfect. So I already got the date and everything. So we're doing gold. I chose September 7th because September is coming up. From what I just learned, August is actually a very slow, volatile month. It is considered part of summer. September, October, November is where it starts to pick up. So let's do the second week of September. $10,000 account, New Year close. We're doing 1 to 500 leverage, fixed lot size of 2 pips, which is a little more than what I usually get, and 150 days previous. So let's start this. Let's go to trades. I'm gonna bring everything over here. Let me get rid of that. So we're gonna do profit in pips, stop loss in pips. I'm gonna do the setup quickly just so we can get it moving. I'm not gonna go below 15 minute. It's actually really fast. I really like this new laptop. I'm gonna get the 8-hour as well. I've been using it and it's been pretty helpful. So let's go to the daily. I'll ignore the weekly for now. So let's load this up. Looks good. I'm gonna zoom in and scale fix everything. Let's go straight to, so we're doing the New York session. So I'm going to be starting at 7 a.m. and going until say 10:30. So it's gonna start at 14 hours in the simulation time. So this is a 30-minute. I'm just gonna scale fix everything so we can move and everything looks clean. Scale fix, 4 hour. Let's zoom in. Scale fix, 8 hour. I swear I selected 150 because this does not look like 150 days. Did I do 15? Let's see. Oh wow, that was stupid of me. Whatever, we'll continue. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, that's okay. I was supposed to do 150 days, but this is whatever. We'll just start. So we're gonna do risk percent. We're gonna risk 2% per trade. If the risky trade, will do 1%. We're gonna do visual mode, news. Let me bring this over here. We are only gonna do USD news. There we go. So we'll bring up past events, 520. Okay. Let's see. This is all US. This is the 7th. Yep, it's the 7th. So on the 8th, we don't have any news. On the 7th, we don't have any news. On the 9th, nothing crazy. We do have the jolts. We'll see how that goes. On the 10th, we have core PPI, unemployment claims, crude oil. On the 11th, we have CPI. We'll watch out for that. That's going to be important. And that's all for this week. Okay, so we'll see how all that goes. Let me make sure the stream is going good before I actually start. Let me reply to this guy. Yes, I only trade gold. Dog B. Alright, I'm gonna get into it. Everything's good. Stream's going good. Window capture. Alright, yep, I'm gonna get into it now. So let's go to the daily. Unfortunately, I messed up, so we don't have enough data here. But let's see. So we are in New York session, so it's like the third, or the last third of the daily time frame. We already passed 2 sessions, Asia session and London session. So it looks like we did wick up. We did not break this high, and we are preparing to continue down. So not enough data here, but this is a support over here. So let's go to the 8-hour and see what we can find out. This does give us some more information. So we created a resistance here. We're moving down, but we also have a support here that we need to keep in mind of. I'm going to draw higher time frame levels just so we can have some targets. So if this is the support here, this is the resistance here. If we break above here, I think we can possibly go up to here, and then maybe even here. So I'm not going to clone these. I'm just going to keep these here for reference. And if we break below here, I think we can go down to here, possibly fill this wick as well. Okay, so let's go to the 4-hour. About the same thing, looking for a break below here, possibly to move down here. Yep. So overall, we are looking bearish just because of this move. Let's just see. Let's go to the 1-hour. Now we can get even more information. So now I will begin cloning. So we have resistance there. We have a support formed. Let's use this one because it's cleaner. I'm going to clone this, and we're going to go to the 30-minute time frame. Let's move this. I want to make sure my face isn't covering anything. Let me make my face smaller. Yep, I think that's better. Okay. This is the 30-minute. We have our zones cloned, scale fixed. Let me zoom out so we can get some more information here. Let me go to the YouTube stream so I can see. Okay. So yep, we have this consolidation here. If we break below here, we could continue down. So we have the support. If we break there, we can continue down to here to fill that wick and continue even further. Let's see how many pips this is. This is, so if you break down, it's about 85 pip range, pretty good. So we will be looking for this wick to be filled over here. Let's look at the buy side. What do we see for buys? So very messy range, as you can see. If we break, we are looking for clean breaks. So I kind of like a break above over here so that we can move nicely up to here because we have clean candles all over here. And over here is just a little too messy. I don't think we want to look into it. We will see how it goes. So let me clone these boxes and let's get right into it. So my goal is to make this a little less than an hour. So let's see if we can achieve that. Right now we're running at 11 minutes. So let's see. So we just have to wait for price here. Pretty sure there's no news. So we're looking at the 8th. No, we're looking at the 7th. No news today. So we just have to be identify possibilities. Let me go to the 15-minute. Actually, on the 15-minute, if we break below here, I think we can possibly continue down to even here, which is about 50 pips. That's a nice trade opportunity there. Clean candles here, but we do have this messy consolidation here that I want to be careful of right here. So I don't see any trade opportunities here. It's just too messy. Let me slow this down because it's moving fast. So let's see. So I do like the opportunity of sells below here, possibly to reach here. This is a rejection zone. You can see that the previous day's high on this day was clearly swept multiple times, and it just had a huge rally away. So this is the new previous day's low. So if I am selling, even though this is the support, this is my first target, and over here I would probably close everything, just because this I expect to be swept. This is the previous day's high. We could see this wick get swept as well, but we'll have to see. Those are just targets. Those are things to keep in mind. Those aren't solid anything. Let me zoom in here. Let's see. So we do have this resistance here. Support, resistance being respected. This looks like it moved up to retest. This created support. This created resistance. It is going to break this low. It is close to New York open. I'm going to wait for the candle to close, but could have possibly taken a sell here. But I am going to wait for the candle to close. So New York open is approaching in 5 minutes. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how this candle closes. So we got a nice bearish candle close. Let's see if it wicks up and then continues to move down. So if it breaks the low, we can think about sells, but it needs to happen a little after the first 15-minute candle. I don't want it to happen right away. Let's see what it looks like on the 30-minute time frame. Yep, this looks really good to me. So we have this weak bearish candle close. It rejected up here. So let's see what we can do. Alright, are we breaking the low there? Yep, we are. Let's take a sell. So it is Monday. I'm just going to do 2% just for the simulation. So let's put a stop loss here. That's about 30 pips. It's kind of too big. So I'm going to put it a little lower up to here. That's 25 pips. This I would not do live, but just because of the simulation, I want to see if I can do it live in the future. So let's see. We will manage risk if it goes against us and breaks its own high. So we are moving down. Very nice. Let's see what time it is. Still New York open, 8:30 a.m. We are expecting to get more volume. So let's see how this goes. If it goes back to our entry like that, we will close half. Manage risk. So we'll let the rest run. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna let the rest run. We already closed half. We already managed risk. So if this candle breaks the previous candle's high, I'm gonna close half. Yeah. Actually, I think I'll close off the whole position. Just, it's not a good trade. It's a little risky, especially on the higher time frame. Rejection, rejection. Let's see what the 1 hour was saying. Yep, still in the range. That's why you don't trade in the range. It would have been better to wait for a break below 1920, but that's okay. Let's see what we're doing now. So we are rejecting down here. We are retesting this order zone. Let's see. I don't want to take buys just because we didn't break this range. We are at this resistance. Give me 1 second. I can't pause the stream. Okay. Let's just watch price. Maybe 8:30 a.m. we can get more volume to push up. But since we already took a losing trade, you want to be more careful. We did lose 0.58%, which is much better than losing 2%. So we did manage risk and take care of our losses. So let's see what we can get here. Okay, so it looks like we are breaking the high. 30-minute candle has closed. Oh, okay. New laptop is coming in clutch. It's very nice. Yo, it's no issues. Okay, let's see. We're breaking the high there. I don't know. This is too risky. Even though this is a resistance, this price is just too messy. So the only way this could work is if we get volume come in at 8:30. But I'm going to let it slide just because it's my personal trading style. I'm going to let it slide. I do think it's going to push up, especially after wicking down like that. but let's just be patient. It is way too messy right now. This is exactly what we just saw today and yesterday. Let me show you. Let me pull that up. So what you see happening right here, let me pull this up. So if you go to the 4 hour, look at what happened just yesterday. See this crazy messy range, and then we broke above, I believe right here, and we had this huge 100 pip move up, and that's exactly what's happening right here, right? So we're consolidating on the 8 hour, the 4 hour. So the best thing to do would just be wait for a break below or a break above. So trading in the range like this is a stupid idea, just because the price has no clear direction. You don't want to trade the range, you want to trade the trend. So let's keep going, see what we can get. Let me move this over here. All right. It's 9 a.m. 4 hour candle is gonna close. We're gonna keep that in mind. So usually when the 4 hour candle closes, what I've noticed is that there's usually a pullback. So if you are in a trade, it'll probably go the opposite way that you're planning on it to go. So we did get this weak bearish close. We did reject this support over here, which was rejected before. So we are going to just be patient, see if we get a break. Could be just a loss today. We don't want to chase any losses. So let's keep going. Maybe New York Stock Exchange open, we can see some movement. But as of right now, I think we're not going anywhere. If you are watching the stream, please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow. It does help more viewers find the channel. Alright, so I think I really want to take a buy here. We are about to break this candle high, but we closed with no wick on the top. Right here, we closed with no wick on the top, and like I've said before, that means there's no range for it to continue up. So it's a little iffy. It's 50-50. So let's see what the 8 hour. 8 hours that resist support daily. So it's really indecisive. I don't even want to trade in this consolidation, but the 30-minute looks like it's giving a nice opportunity. This is the setup I like to see. So it created support, it first created resistance, created support, took a wick down, and now it's breaking the high to continue up. So I will take a trade just to expect volume to push us up. Since we already took a loss, I'll only use 1% to manage risk. We will take a buy. I will put stops below the current candle. 34 pips, kind of a lot, so I'm going to put it here. 30 pips. So let's manage it and see if we can get volume at New York Stock Exchange open. We will watch this on the 30-minute time frame. So we are pushing up already. We do have this resistance here. We want to be mindful of that. We are pushing up. That's about 10 pips. If we go to 15, there we go. I'll close half. I'll close 75%. And stops at break even, and we'll let the rest run. So we are expecting volume to come in from New York Stock Exchange open to hopefully push us even further. I did kind of suffocate the trade by putting stops at break even so early, but I'd rather have a risk-free trade than a trade with a loss. So we'll probably get stopped out, but let's see how price continues. New York Stock Exchange open. I'm not going to forward it. We're just going to wait and see. So 7 minutes. Three minutes. Okay. So this is why you don't trade in the trend. I mean, in the range, it's just all over the place. You have no idea what's going on. That's why patience is key. So we did have the 30-minute candle close weak bearish. 9:30 a.m. volume coming in. Just consolidating. So we are getting that push up. I'm just going to skip some candles. Yeah, so it's not a good day. I think overall today should have been a no trade day just because of how messy this range is. We saw it live the last couple days. Monday we had that breakout. So we're just going to continue to tomorrow. Let's go to 7 a.m. So we did break this 4-hour range. We are approaching down here. Let's redo this analysis. So 8 hour is breaking down, pushing down. 4 hours doing the same thing. Let's see how the daily closed. Daily closed weak bearish. So once it wicked up and broke this low over here, it was a good idea for it to move down. So let's see what's going on here. We are breaking this range. Close was very bullish. I mean, it's a bearish candle, but the fact that it left this huge rejection wick, it's kind of bullish. So this is also rejecting here, rejections there. This is the 1 hour. Let's go to 30 minutes, see if we can find a support. Okay, here we go. So it looks like we had a support formed here. No resistance has been formed yet, so we will wait for that. So since we are trending down, I think we should just look for sells. We did break that consolidation, 15 minutes. Looks like we did form a resistance here. Let's see how big this wick is, so we can consider filling it. Around 30 pips, so I think I will leave this here, even though on the 15 minute, actually no, I'm gonna move it. I think that's the best decision. So put this here. This is our support formed. Then we have a resistance formed here. Yep. Let's see on the 8 hour. What did we say? Yep. We said once we broke out of this range, we probably expect price to move down to here, right? So we did reach that target. 1 hour. Okay. So this is a little tricky, but let's see what we can get. If we break above here, let's see what price that is. If we break above 1917, think we can buy. Break below 1911, think we can sell. So let's just watch price. See if we have news. So it is the 8th. So we do have. Nope. I think all we can. Nope, nothing for today. Okay, so we'll just wait patiently for this. Think we could sell here just because of this huge rejection over here. I think for future streams, instead of doing this practice stuff where I just take sells that I wouldn't in real life, and I'm doing just for like learning purposes, I'll do that more on my own time. And for you guys on the streams, I'll actually do like what I would do in real life, not like experiment and stuff like that, because I feel like it'll just confuse you guys. So for today, I'll do this experiment stuff, and then next future streams I'll just do educational things so you can actually learn. So for now, let me see. I don't have any lower time frames, but I think I want to sell here just because this candle wicked up a little bit. It's about to break this low. This had a huge rejection. It retested and broke above this resistance that was made. So I think I'm just going to take a low risk sell. Let's see if it breaks the low first. So we broke the low, rejected. So if we wick up higher and then break the low, I'll probably put the stop loss above the current candle. Support and resistance on the 15 minute is kind of risky to use, so I usually don't do that, but let's see, just because we had that huge rejection wick. So I'm going to sell here. Stops a little above the current candle wick. Let's open the trades up. Let's see. There we go. There we go. 13 pips. I'm going to close this off. I'm going to close 60%. Nope. Let's do 70%. Stops at break even. Let's see if we can get this to retest the low. We will probably get stopped out. It is a small position running. It's still around 7:11 a.m. So we did get stopped out. Let's wait for 8 a.m. see what we can get. That was a quick little trade. As we broke the low, we did have that volume come in. On the 30-minute, we are pushing up. We did wick down to push up. On the 1 hour, it's a little tricky here because we are trending down. We don't want to look at buys just yet. Let me zoom in. I'm going to get rid of history on charts so we can see the wicks. So let's see. So we did close bullish. So we formed support here. Resistance formed. Let's see what we can get. See what we get on the 30-minute. Alright, we're going to use the 15-minute just because it's a little cleaner for now. 7:30. I don't like to trade before 8 a.m. because that's when I see volume come in. Usually before that, I'm holding a trade and it's not the best trade. So like in this case, it's before 8 a.m. Even if this trade has a possibility of moving up to here, I don't really like it. So if this does move up, this would be my target. So let's see if we can. Yeah, I'm not going to take this trade, but I do think it has a possibility to continue up to at least here, which is not enough range. But if it does break this and fill this wick, we can continue up to here. This is the previous day's low high, I believe, or maybe the low. So we could possibly sweep this again to continue down. Let's see what happens. So we wicked down, broke the high. We are continuing up, but it's the 15-minute, so we want to be a little mindful. Just we don't want to see these rejections here. Yep, so it did come to this resistance over here, and it's kind of rejecting, but we'll see how it goes. We are waiting for 8 a.m. So if this candle respects this candle's low and continues up, we could see, never mind, it broke the low. Okay. Alright, so this trade's missed. It already broke the low. And it is, so basically what we were looking for with this 15-minute candle here, right here, this is where we sold as it broke this candle's low. We were expecting it to retest the low. That's exactly what's happening here. But as you can see, we are approaching New York Open. So it usually waits for a high volume session to do the move that it wants to do. So I do think this is going to break below here. On the 1 hour, we did make this nice wick up. We respected the high over here and we are continuing down. I don't see any entry opportunities. Maybe here we did break the low, but the stop loss would be just way too big. So if you look over here, the stop loss would be like 50 pips. Even if you go in the lower time frame, the stop loss would still be around 50 pips, which is a little too much. So let's just watch price, see how it goes. So we are retesting the low. 15-minute candle is about to close. There we go. We reached target. So approaching New York Open, if this candle wicks up higher and then breaks the low, I think that would be a good opportunity for sells just to continue the trend down after this retest. You could probably enter sells now, but this next 15-minute candle broke the low in the first like 2 minutes. So I'm a little wary of it, but gold does have a lot of volume. So I think it has the opportunity to push down. So let's just take a trade anyways and see how it goes. But we'll risk 1% just to see how it goes. So we did wick up a little bit. We're breaking the low, so let's take a sell. We'll put stop loss a little above the current candle, 18 pip stop loss. Let's go to trades. Let's see if we can get a nice push down here, approaching New York Open. There we go. It's around 22 pips. Let's close 80%. Break even. So this is what I look for literally every day. So we have this. We have support formed here after the strong trending move. And then we have this previous resistance. This went up to retest this resistance. Gave you a little bit of a fake out here as it closed above, convincing you it could move up. And then what really happened is once the high volume time usually comes around, it just tanks. So we are expecting this candle to move down after it broke this candle's low. It did retest the low, but we'll see how much volume this candle has to continue. So on the 1 hour, we did break the low. We are moving down. On the 4 hour, just continuing bearish. 30 minutes, 15 minutes. Let's identify targets because these targets are old. I'm going to delete these. Alright, there we go. So let's go here. Let's identify our targets. Where can we go? Alright, so I think we can possibly move down to fill this wick here. It's a really far zone. Since our trade's already in break even, we will just let it run down to here. Expect that wick to get filled. Let me clone this. Price is already at a strong support, so we might not even move further down. As you can see here, we are at the support over here. I can't move back further just because there's not enough data, but we are, oops, I can't even undo that. Alright, whatever. So yep, so let's expect price to move down to there. That's our target. And with volume, we could do that. There you go. Let's see trades. I am up 40 pips. I'm gonna close another half, and the rest can do what it wants. So 30 minutes. We are gonna approaching New York Open to get this huge rejection. You want to be careful about these things. Stopped out. That's perfectly okay. We did catch that nice move, that bullish bearish volume as it broke the candle low. That's what I usually look for often. So let's see what kind of closes we get here. 30 minutes. So we created support, created resistance, broke this low, continued down. Now we'll see what happens because this candle is closing back within the range, back above this support over here. Ooh. This is something I try to see live. This is very nice. Let's see how it closes. 8 a.m. This is something I've been experimenting with actually, this setup that's forming here. So we're at New York Open. We did get this candle close. We did close within the range, so we don't want to look at any trades yet. We left this wick up here, this wick down here. So let's just be patient. We already got our trade in. That was a not bad trade actually. Let's see. So if you break above this high here, because we have this resistance formed on the 30 minute, I think we can move up. I'm going to reset our zones. There, since we already had this huge rejection over here, I doubt we're going bearish. We did have this 1 hour close, so it is 8 a.m. So if we do get a break and close above here, I think we can target these highs above there. So that is also a resistance on the 30 minutes right here. So we already got a trade in, so you want to be careful, but let's see. Okay. So we are pushing up. Just one thing about trades like this is it's pushing up really early of like the start of the 30 minute or New York Open candle. And if we do take a buy here, our stop loss would be just huge. So if I took a buy at the break of that high, our stop loss would be like 45 pips. It's just too much. So you could go to like to the lower time frame, like the 5 minute time frame. Let's open the 5 minute just cause for reference. Alright, here we go. So even here, just because it's the first 5 minutes, so it's still going to be around 50 pips. so we probably won't take the trade. I really want to take the trade, it's just the stop loss would be so big. So I'll use 1% risk and we'll put the stop here. 46 pips is just insane of a stop loss. So we'll go to trades. We are in the trade. Let's see if we can get volume to push up. So it would have been better to wait for a candle to close, but let's see what we can get here. So the 5 minutes here. So if this candle closes bearish, I'll probably close half. So we have 1 minute for it to close. There we go, we closed bearish. I'm gonna close half. And it's not that serious of a loss just because the stop loss is like 50 pips, 45 pips. So it doesn't really make a difference. We'll probably get stopped out, but that's just something that happens, especially when you're taking a trade this risky. So we're just gonna wait to see what happens. If it does get stopped out, it is what it is. It was a risky trade, especially since our stop loss was so big and price already moved so much to break the high. So we'll just be patient and see what we can see for 8:30 a.m. and New York Stock Exchange open. Okay. Let me see what the 30-minute. So we did wick up. We are starting to move down. We broke this candle's low. It does look nice and clean to continue down, possibly to fill this wick or this wick here. But since we already lost a couple trades, I'm just going to leave it and let's see what happens. See what we can learn from price. It's a pretty crappy week. Just all range and consolidation. So approaching 8:30 a.m. looks like we are getting volume to push up. I could give my trade a second try, but since I've already lost, I think I'm just gonna leave it be. I don't want to over trade, over risk. It does look like we're getting volume to push up, especially approaching 8:30 a.m. Very nice, very nice. Yep, we are breaking the 1 hour high. After this rejection, 4 hour, 8 hour. Let's just be patient. 8:30 a.m. is here. Yep, the volume has come in. Let's see if we can continue to our target. But keep in mind, price did close below the zone. There was no break above or strong bullish close, so we will be patient. It also did not break the previous candle's high. Yep, so I think this might be a dud this day. This is 8:30. I'm going to forward to New York Stock Exchange open. 4 hour candle close. Let's see how the 4 hour closed. We got a pretty bearish close, rejection to the top, move down. See the 1 hour. Yep. Okay, so approaching New York Stock Exchange open. It's definitely bearish now, you can tell, especially with this possibly about to close. I think, let's just see. So I think breaking that low, we could have taken a sell, but let's wait for 9:30, because sometimes I realize that price will just kind of goad you, like it'll entice you to want to sell just because you see what you want to see, but then it'll do exactly what it's doing now. So that's why I always try to wait until the actual volume time, because that's when it moves. And if it moves before that and I miss the trade, so be it. But it's better to avoid stuff like this. Like, what if I took a sell right here and it's just doing this? So 1 hour, 15 minutes. So if this closes like still below the zone, I think we could still look at sells, but it looks like it's closing above. So let's give it 4 minutes. There we go. 5 minutes. So you always wait for candles to close, because if it doesn't close, it can easily move against you. So right now we're moving down. Let's take a sell here. I know let's wait for candles to close, but I know that the candle's probably going to move down. Yeah. So we will miss the trade, but so be it. So 9:30 a.m. is here. Let's see if we can wick up and then continue down. Yep. So if we respect that candle's high and we continue to move down, we can look at sells, but the stop loss would just be way too big, and I think it's going to break that high. Carlos Sanchez, this is the simulation time zone. It's not like the Eastern time zone. I know Eastern time zone is like 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m., and 9:30 a.m. But this is like the time zone that the simulation uses. It's like different. I think it's GMT or something like that. So 16 hours in the simulation time zone is 9 a.m. in real time. So New York Open would be at 17 a.m. No. 15. Yeah, 15 hours in the simulation is 8 a.m. in New York. So you see we had that bullish push up, and it is starting to reject. So you just got to be patient. It's all about waiting. You don't want to rush into anything. Let's see. Might be a no trade day from here though. So see how we are rejecting there. So this is what I like to see live. So we did have this bullish move up. We respected the high of the previous candle, and we're starting to push down again. But the stop loss would just be way too big. So I'm going to see if I can get a tighter stop loss on the 5 minute. It's not a good idea, but let's just see if that's something we can do. We are looking for volume to push it down. Since New York Stock Exchange Open has already kind of passed, the volume is probably already gone. So we'll wait till 10 a.m. see what we can get. See how this 30-minute candle can close. But I think from here, we're probably going to go to the next day. Okay, so we did break the low. Looks like we have volume coming in. Stop loss would be way too high. Let's see here. Let me scale fix this. So we have around 30 pips stop loss. Just for the sake of the simulation, I will take the sell. But honestly, this is pretty risky. So let's see if we can get a nice volume push down. We are breaking the low. I do expect it to at least fill this wick. And continuing down here is probably reaching, because it is a very strong higher time frame support. But let's see if we can get a nice volume push down. So we're about to fill that wick. So we're at 17 pips. I am going to close majority of it just because it's risky. Stops at break even. And let's see if volume pushes us down. So we did get this wick up. We collected liquidity, retested the zones, and we did break this low to continue down. So my stop loss, when I put it in entry, was a little tight, but since I already secured profits, I don't want to put more risk on the line. I'm gonna forward some candles because I think that's 10 a.m. So let's go to London close. Huge move up. So this was a fake out. This is exactly what you call a fake out. So we created support. On the lower time frame, it closed below, making you think that it'll sell, and it really went in the intended direction. So this happened around London close. So let's go to the next session. We'll see how it goes. 14. So this is 7 a.m. So you guys are talking about the time of the simulation. This isn't MT5 or MT4. The time that you have in your MT5 is based on the broker that you're using. So wherever the broker is located, they will set the time zone for you. In case of this is just a simulation. It's not connected to any broker or anything like that. This is literally just a simulation. So like I set the time and stuff like that. So you might be right. I'm gonna look into it just to make sure, but I've been doing this for a while. I'm pretty sure that 14, whatever the time zone the simulation is set in, that it's really 7 a.m. So if it's 14 hours here, it's 7 a.m. in New York. I'll double check that for you guys, just in case I am wrong. I could be wrong. So let's see. We're on Wednesday. News. Jolt's job openings. So we have that at 17. That is, I think, 10 a.m. Yep, so nothing really important for us. So let's see what we can do here. So let's look at the daily. So daily looks like we had this huge rejection from the support over here. So I am fairly bullish. I want to see bullish price action. If there are sell opportunities, I probably won't take them. 8-hour wicked up, broke the high, is pushing down, broke this low. I think it has the opportunity to continue down, but based on the support and how strong it is, I am gonna try to avoid it. So 30-minute, we did have this. Let me get rid of all these other. Let's do fresh analysis here. So we had this support over here, price broken, close below. We have this resistance above here. If we break above here, we can have clean candles up to above here. So September looks like it's pretty volatile. So I'm going to be careful for the upcoming September. There we go. So we broke. This is an area of possible rejection. I'm going to draw it over here. So we do expect price to come down there. If we break and come down even further, I think we can come down to here. Let's see. Let me clone this, go to the lower time frame. So it looks like price already broke and moved down. So there's not really an opportunity to enter. So let's see what we can get around 8 a.m., 9 a.m. So I'm going to let it run. I'll make it go faster. Let's go 79 ticks. So let's see what we can get. So if it creates support and then creates resistance, I think we can continue down. At the moment, there's no confirmation. It's just trending down. You could take a sell at the break of the low, but I want to see support formed, a resistance formed, and then for it to continue down, something like this. So if go down, support formed, resistance formed, to continue down. That's what I want to see. If you are watching the stream, please like and subscribe. The YouTube algorithm, it shows the video to more people, so more people can actually get value and stuff. And I am releasing a course soon. I'm working on making it organized and so everything is in one place. So if you don't understand concepts here or my trading style, it'll be all in that for free, completely free. I'm not going to charge you guys anything for anything ever. So here is what I was talking about. So we have a support formed, previous support over here, but then we have resistance formed if this candle closes like this, and then if you continue bearish, that's when I'll look for more sells, just because the trend right now is kind of bearish. But like I said before, on the 4-hour and just how the daily closed, I do want to see buys. Maybe this candle wicks down and continues up. That's what I would like to see. But on the higher time frame, let's see what kind of price action we can get. So I am waiting for a New York Open, just because trading before that just never ends well for me. $15-minute close bearish, so we did create a resistance over here. We're respecting the high of the previous 30-minute candle. Not anymore, we broke it. This could be a buy opportunity right here, actually, just because we create a resistance, then support. Now we're moving up, and it is approaching New York Open actually. So 1 hour. So this is not following the plan. When I trade like this, it's not following the plan, because what I like to do is I like to wait for a consolidation like this and a breakout, so I can trade the breakout. In cases like this, it's kind of like reactive trading, which is never a good idea, because you just see something you like and then you try to attack it, but that's not a good idea. And that's something I've been working on to not do, just because look how bearish these candles are closing. There's no indication that it's going to start moving up. You can't trade the reversal, right? So I'm going to let this opportunity go. I'm not comfortable with it, but let's see how it goes New York Open. But I think we can get some volume pushing it up, especially after that break of the high. This is an ideal setup for me, like 100%. We have a support, resistance formed, another support here, and then we wicked down and broke the high of the previous candle, pushing up. That's what I expect to see every time. It has worked out for me as of now. I'm just gonna continue relying on that. Let's see. So approaching New York Open in 2 minutes. So we do expect a surge of volume. If we don't get it there, we'll probably get it at 8:30. So we are wicking down. If we continue to break the high after we closed above this range again, yep. In this case, I would have taken a buy. So here's another idea of a fake out. We have this huge support over here. We move down. It convinces you that price is moving down. We had this one huge candle push up, close above over here, consuming these two candles. This candle formed support. This candle broke up, formed resistance, broke above resistance. It closed back within the range of this huge support over here, and this candle wicked down, retested this support or resistance that's now formed to continue back up. So on the break of that high, I would have taken a buy. I'm gonna take a buy anyways with 2%. So let me see the 30 minutes. Do expect 8 New York Open, 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. volume to push us even higher, hopefully all the way to the top of the original resistance zone. And if we break, I want to manage risk. So if we break below here, I'll probably close 50%. So let's see, we want to see a break up and some volume pushing it up. There we go. Beautiful. 17 pips. That's exactly what we like to see. Let's close 80%. Stops at break even. Now our trade is risk free. We're going to go to the 30-minute, 15-minute, and let's see if we can reach our target. I want to clone the target. So if this is our target up here, let's clone this. So if we do get stopped out, that's okay. Our stops are at break even. I want to keep in mind that this wick is actually rejecting this zone over here. This is a resistance. So let's see what we can get. It is approaching 8:30. We are getting volume. Very nice push up. Remember, the target is this box over here. But this is also a resistance, something you want to keep in mind, where we can get rejection, but it's not the end of the world. It's not something you want to like keep in mind fully, because if you go to 30-minute, it is a clean candle. So as you can see here, we did get volume pushes all the way up right before 8:30 a.m. is coming in. Let's see what it wants to do. So the reason there is so much buy volume here, thank you Josh K. The reason there's so much buy volume here is because we already swept down to break this support, and then we faked out. So you can call this a liquidity grab. We are breaking down to retest this previous resistance support right here, and then we just completely reverse. So this is it's a fake move basically. It's a fake move to entice people to sell, and then it goes in the actual direction to let like whoever is really buying actually move the market. It's called smart money. I just don't want to confuse you guys and get really into it. It's basically smart money is attracting dumb money to sell, and then they are pushing price in the direction that they actually want it to go so they can fill their orders. I'll get more in depth into all of that when I do the course. I just want to throw a bunch of stuff at you and then you don't understand it. So 8:30 a.m. we got a nice push up. I'm going to start forwarding candles because I want to get to the end of the week. I want to see how far into the simulation we are. We're already at an hour, so I'm trying to finish this and make it less than an hour. So you can see 8:30 a.m. we're getting push up, push up, push up. Very nice. Straight to our original target. So like I said, when I said I was taking a buy here, it's going against my plan. It's reactive. That's because this was never part of the plan. The plan is if it breaks below here, we sell. If it breaks above here, we buy. So what I could have done or should have done is wait for price to come around here, and then if I get confirmations, I can take a buy. But we already got the buy in, so we did miss the bulk of this move just because I suffocated the trade by putting stops at break even too early. But that's 100% okay. It's profit for the day. This is 9:30, probably gonna continue. There we go. Okay, so also one thing you can see here is as we moved up, this kind of moved down. It respected the previous this is resistance, so it created support, and it's going to continue up. But remember, price doesn't have to do anything. Price, like the market does what the market wants to do. Let's go to the next day. So, this is what I like to see. This is what I like to see. So we have a resistance, we have a support. There we go. This is what I like to see. 15-minute, look at that, very nice consolidation. Let's see if we have news. Yep. So this is a perfect opportunity to teach you guys how news affects the market. The market is consolidating like this, waiting for volume to come in from this news announcement to push in the intended direction. Right now, orders are being built up, people are buying, people are selling, all in this area. And once we get enough volume, enough people selling and stuff, the market will push in the intended direction that it always wanted to go in. So the best thing to do is just wait. You don't want to trade within this range. This is so messy. You don't want to take a buy here, take a sell here, and just wait. You just want to wait for the breakout, get a nice clean move, and then we'll see how it goes. So for now, we are looking to sell below here. I do expect price to reach here. So I'll move this down. This would be a target because we have this resistance over here. We could see some rejection here, but I don't want to get ahead of myself there. If we go on the 4-hour, you can even see that this is a previous very strong resistance or support over here. Previous resistance, now it's a support. So keep an eye on that. And then we have this previous support, which can act as resistance. So we'll mark that down as a potential target. So CPI is one of the news economic data releases that the Fed uses to... Yeah, that fake out trade on gold, I probably would take that. Depends how clean it is. Just because this range was so clean, like it was messy consolidation, but the fake out was so clean. Like we had this one candle close bearish, and then we had this candle close bullish. I probably would have taken the trade exactly where I'd taken it 8 a.m. New York Open, we had this wick down. We broke this candle's high. This candle closed beautifully. Like these two bullish candles, this wick down, respecting the previous low, continuing up. This candle, respecting the previous low, continuing up. All these candles are doing that. So when people tell you price makes higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, in an uptrend, candles do the same thing. That's exactly what these candles are doing. We have a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So that's what I like to see. But keep in mind, one thing that I've really noticed is that only happens when it's trending. You can't look at this consolidation range and be like, this candle broke the low, it's going to continue down. This candle respected the low, it's going to continue up. You know what I mean? This is a consolidation. Anything can happen here. That's why you avoid it. But in a trend like this nice trend, you want to see these higher highs and higher lows, especially with the candles. So that's exactly what we were looking for. That's exactly what we saw. I hope that answers your question. Thanks for asking questions, though. I really appreciate that stuff. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So we do have CPI. That's the gold is a safe haven against the US dollar. So when the US dollar is seeing inflation, people pump their money into gold to hedge their risk. So as gold moves up, the dollar will move down. So CPI is the Fed's or the investors' kind of the first line of defense against inflation, the first measurement to see how the economy is improving and stuff like that. So that's why I think we are seeing this huge range. It is a very volatile news event. So if I think to trade it, we would have to do buy stops and sell stops. Right now, I'm not sure what was going on in the world this is COVID times. Oh, okay. This was September 2020. We did have a lot of COVID scares. So that's why inflation scares and stuff like that. That's why so as you can see, like the dollar was in such a risky environment. So that's why we're having this nice push up. Investors are putting their money into gold. And I remember there's a lot of inflation news. So I think we might even get a push up here, especially how the 8 hour is forming. We already wicked down, broke this low, but we're continuing back up. Let's see what numbers they're expecting. So previous was 0.5. That's very high. They're expecting some improvement. Same thing with PPI. PPI should be higher, actually, I think. Unemployment claims, pretty high. 884,000 people filed for unemployment. 838. Let's see what we get. That's at 8:30. So I'm just gonna forward straight to there. Next bar. So you can see some people probably would have taken a trade on this buy up here on the break of this high, but it's news. You got to be careful. This is also a fake out. Another example of a fake out. So in case of that, so this is forwarded too quick. Okay, I'll go back 15. Sometimes the move happens like the 15 minutes before, just because it's like pricing it in. Investors are already getting prepared. So we have this fake out here, move down. We'll just watch it. I probably won't trade it. Maybe the 30-minute candle, I'll put buy stops, sell stops, but not until the data release. Let me see if there's any questions. No. Okay, so price is already moving before the data release, but we don't want to jump into anything. So we are moving up, but one thing I want to keep my eye on is this is the previous day's high right here. You can see this red dotted line, I hope. So since this broke up, closed below, and it moved down, it's fake out, I think price could just continue down, but I don't want to make any assumptions. I don't want to marry my bias, so we're just going to wait. So we are moving up, but it's too early to get in just because we do have that data release. When it comes to news, it will totally not rely on technicals. It could completely just reverse. You never know. But right now, I think the news is already being priced in. Let's see what we get. Let's see. So what was it here? So we got 0.4% higher, not good. 0.3%, not good. 884, way more unemployment claims than expected. So all this news is not good. So I'm going to go 1 15-minute candle back. I'm going to do buy stops. Actually, never did that before. Let's do a buy stop right here. Actually, I need to do I need to do it like this, I think, because when you do buy stops, you don't use any stop losses, because the reason you don't trade news is once the news release comes out, price moves so quickly, spreads will go to like 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 pips. So even if you have a stop loss, it's just going to get you out immediately. So that's why taking a trade like this is risky. I don't know why. I actually never done it before, so I don't know why it's not working. It makes you... Oh, okay, I see. So the entry would be up here above the previous candle. I'm not going to do a sell stop just because price is so far. So I'm going to accept this. I'm going to go to trades. I'm going to get rid of the stop loss. So if price moves up to this target, I'm going to probably close it very quickly. So let's go to the market and let's see what we can get. Yep, bad news. I do expect price to move up, but we'll see. So I think I'm in the trade now. Yep. That's why you don't trade news right there. You don't want to see that move down like that. It was very good news for gold, bad for the dollar. So I do expect this move up. You can see that candle moved down. It retested this resistance over here and created support. And I do expect it to continue up to that target. Should have volume come in. There we go. I'm going to close half or 80% just because we are at 12 pips. Stop loss at break even, and we'll let it go. This is a really risky trade. I wouldn't take this. I only did this because it's a simulation, buy stops and sell stops. But because the news was so bad for the dollar, investors are putting their money into gold out of fear to protect their money, kind of. So that's why we are getting the short-term bullish action. Yep. So let's see. So you can see this 1 hour, nice push up. 4 hour, beautiful push up straight to our target right here. This previous support. There's another support over here, resistance. So let's see if price can push up to here. I'm not really concerned about the trade open right now. I just want to see what price can do. So let's see if price can move up to here. This is a 4 hour target now. So 30-minute, I am going to close this trade. It's over. We did secure our profits. Let's go here. Let's see what price does. So yep, we did move exactly to our target over here. I wanna show you why it did that. Yep, so we got bad news for the dollar, pushed gold up. This is previous support where we expected a reaction. We kind of had that here. So this candle didn't wick down, it just continued up. A lot of bullish bias, bullish price action. And then we have this resistance over here. So price usually goes from zone to zones, from resistance to resistance, from support to support. So that's what I look for. It's worked for me in the past. It's been working for me now. So I'm going to keep that up, especially since we have this clean candle here. Look how clean this candle is. Nothing to make price go like, where's price going? You know what I mean? No confusion. It's straight up moving up. And that's CPI. CPI, anything to do with inflation, you want to keep an eye on. Like even this week, let me show you something here. Even this week on Thursday, we have PCE. Is that Thursday? No, it's Friday. We have PCE. This is very important. It marks inflation, CPI, and this differ because what's the word? Volatile, such as it says it over here actually. I know it says it. Okay, yeah, so PCE only measures goods and services. So the price of that stuff, because I think food and energy is very volatile in terms of price. So when you measure that with CPI, it kind of throws the reading off. So PCE gives you a more accurate reading of the inflation. But keep in mind that probably won't have a huge effect just because we do have this symposium, a 2-day symposium. I might make a video on that, possibly a simulation to see how it affected last year. Basically what this is, it's a 2-day conference, a very private conference with all the people in the Federal Reserve and central banks and finance ministers and stuff like that. And they talk about the economy and where they see it going, the recovery, interest rates, stuff like that. And the only way we hear about this stuff is when they talk to reporters during their breaks. So we will see how that goes. We also do have Powell speaking on, I think, Friday. Yeah, we have Powell speaking. So we do want to stay tuned for that. Maybe he'll mention something. But overall, that is what I'm looking for this week. I'm not trading too heavily this week. That's what I'm looking for. Anyways, let's move on to the last day of the week. I think we're making good timing. Let me just make sure what I'm at. Yep, not bad, not bad, not bad. Yeah, gold is ranging for that news. So I expected gold to range even more than what it did. So see this range over here? I expected gold to be ranging the whole time. But since we got this breakout Monday, it is ranging again. We will see how price reacts. I'm not fully sure what's going to happen. We do have kind of this, let me show you what I'm looking at. So you can see we have this higher time frame resistance over here. We have rejection on the 4 hour. Then we have the support, another rejection. Then we have this huge move down, right? So now we're coming back up to here. We are consolidating between here and like these previous resistance points. So this consolidation I expect to be broken before then, but I think all this is just to grab liquidity for the actual move down. There's a lot of fear in the market right now with tapering, inflation. We have the Taliban stuff going on. I think there's tensions with China, stuff like that. So we have some fear and uncertainty. The dollar is very bearish right now. Gold is moving bullish just because of that fear and risk. So just because we had this breakout, I'm not fully sure, but approaching Wednesday, Thursday, I will make an analysis to see what's going on. Right now, I kind of expect price to break below these lows, retest this resistance, or maybe down here to continue moving up. But right now it's very uncertain. There's a lot of fear in the market. I'm not fully sure, but I do expect it to range the whole time. Let's see. All right, continuing on. I want to go to 14. Yep, 7 a.m. I'm going to clear all this analysis. It's a little messy getting in the way. So this will be the last day that we trade. See if there's any news. So we have, what is this, the 11th? So we have CPI. So we just had CPI. What was that? Oh, that was core CPI. Okay, they usually release those together. This core CPI month for month again. What? Alright, whatever. I've never seen that before, but let's see how that goes. So that's at 8:30. So I'll wait for that. Let me go to the 8 hour. We are moving bullish. Could break that high. Daily, we close like a week bearish. The huge rejection wick. I think we could move down if we break this candle's low again. So on the 1 hour, yeah, do have this resistance here, support, I mean. We have this support there, or, I mean resistance broken. So if we break above here, I think we can possibly go up to here to retest that resistance. If we break below here, I think we can go down to here to retest this support or previous resistance. Clone, so that's on the 1 hour. On the 30 minutes, let's see. Yep, so I think that's something we can look forward to actually. Clean candles here, clean candle up here. So let's just watch price, see how it goes. CPI, I don't know how it'll affect it. 15 minute. So I want to wait till 8 a.m. So we are in profit for the week. You don't want to throw that away on a Friday. Friday is usually very volatile. Either it's low volume or it has crazy moves. So right now we did sweep these lows over here and looks like we're continuing up. So I think my bias is bullish at the moment, especially with yesterday's news and stuff like that. So you can see that we had this bullish move up because of news. We retested, we moved down, we swept the liquidity down here. Swept this stays low, swept this stays low. So as you can see, like we did kind of consolidate below there, we moved up, now we're consolidating above there, and to continue bullish. So that's what I'm looking for. So this would have been a nice buy here. That candle closed very weak. 4 hour broke the high. 8 hour is about to break the high. So I'm going to wait patiently until 8 a.m. I don't care how this price moves. We do have news coming in, so we want to be mindful of that. I'm going to speed it up. I'm not going to forward candles though. This is the last day, so I want to make sure we look at it properly. So 7:30, we are pushing down, rejecting the resistance, moving down. We broke, about to break the low. Broke the low, continuing down. No confirmations. Let me see how big this range is. So if you break this, continue down here. It's around 30 pips, but it's in this messy range over here, so I'm gonna wait. Might be a no trade day. Let's check the 1 hour. So New York Open is approaching. There we go, New York Open. 30-minute candle closed bearish at resistance. 15 minutes. No confirmations yet, no breakouts. I think it's ranging for news. So we did break the low, but we're in the range. I'm not going to attempt anything there. I'm going to forward it by one candle. 15:30, I think this is the news. So we did get higher numbers than expected. So I think that should cause fear to continue bullish. Might not have a huge impact just because we already had an impact. We go to the 15 minutes. So as you can see here, this candle wick down. It touched exactly at the previous day's low, and then it's gonna reject. So we'll see if it continues rejecting. But you can see how price, you have to keep in mind these levels and stuff like that, because the reason I mentioned the previous day's low is because that's where everyone was trading most recently. So that's where stops and trades were probably taken. So that's why when you go lower, it takes liquidity. But that's not always the case. We want to be careful, especially with news that came out. So you can see how price is just whipsawing, going all over the place. It's not really a good indication of anything. Might be a no trade day. It is Friday. Don't want to force anything. Let's just watch price. So we are moving up now. 15 minutes. We are breaking the high. So we did take a buy here. The stop loss would just be way too big. So let's just wait. Maybe until New York Stock Exchange open. If we can get a better indication of buys or something like that. This is the 5 minute right now. 15. Let's watch this. I usually don't go for the 5 minute. It's just too messy all over the place. So let's just wait. So I think the 4 hour candle must have closed. We got this weak bearish bullish close. 8 hour closed. It formed support here. So if this candle wicks down and continues up, might be a very nice bullish move. So let's see if we can get that just for the last trade. Yep, that's exactly what I like to see. So I'm going to go back 30 minutes just so I can show you. Because this is what I look for live. This is what you see happening live right now. So look, let me zoom in. Crap. I don't want you to miss the move. Here we go. Let me clear all this. Perfect. Here's what I want you to see. Price closed, created a support. It's moving bullish. So we are wicking down. We are respecting this low. 9:30 a.m. coming in. High volumes time. We just broke this high after wicking down, especially after all those sweeps I talked about, giving me a bullish bias, especially after market fear, negativity. look at this price just moving up, possibly to retest these highs up here. So let's see what we can get. We're just gonna watch. I'm not gonna trade this. Look at this 15-minute candle. Let's see. I'm gonna forward it. 9:30 a.m. Let's see if we can get volume to push bullish. 1 hour candle, 15-minute candle. So we closed above this resistance here, created support. We did break this candle's low, but let's see if we can continue up. This is not what we like to see. Let me see. When you take a trade on the 8-hour, you do have to keep in mind 8-hour movements and 8-hour levels. So your stop loss would just be huge, but this is just an indication that we could move bullish. But let's see on the lower time frame here. So we did have this huge wick. Keep in mind we did respect the previous candle's low. Even though we did break this candle's low on the 15-minute, you don't take it seriously just because the 30-minute is a stronger confirmation. So yeah, wick to downside and then push up. That's exactly what happened here. That's what I look for every time. Like literally every time when there's a high volume session coming in, that's what happened on the 8-hour here, right? We had the wick down, moved up, broke the high, and now it's continuing up. So that's what I look for. It works even better on the higher time frames. That's why on the 15-minute, this is just noise. Like this doesn't matter. It broke the previous candle's low, but it means nothing. And on the 30-minute, it respected the previous candle's low. On the 1 hour, same thing. And we're getting that huge push up at New York Stock Exchange open when it's a high volume time. So we did reach we didn't reach the resistance, but we did reach this previous support, and that would have been the end of the day right there. So that is the end of the simulation. We did reach the Friday. Really happy about that. Sorry it was a little longer. Next time I will try to keep time in mind. Thanks for tuning in. I'll probably do another one soon just because I do have more free time. I'll do a recap on today's trading session day. Wasn't too much action. It was just consolidation, a fake out, and that's really it. It's still consolidating, so I'll see if I want to do a recap. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. I hope this provided you value, and stay tuned for next time.